When was the last time you were truly cold? Not the kind of cold where you turn up the heat and put on a sweater. I mean really cold. The kind where your breath turns to fog. Where your fingers go numb. Where everything inside you wants to go back inside. Most of us avoid that feeling. We stay warm. We stay comfortable. We stay indoors when the weather turns bad. But in one country, people do the opposite. When the temperature drops, when the rain starts falling, when the wind picks up, they put on their jackets and go outside. On purpose. Not because they have to. Because they want to. And these people are some of the happiest in the world. Today, I want to talk about a way of life that could change your relationship with nature forever. A Norwegian concept that sounds simple but runs deep. It's called Friluftsliv. And it's about far more than just going outside. Friluftsliv is pronounced Friluftsliv. The word breaks down into three parts. Friday means free, luft means air, and live means life. Put them together and you get something like free air life or open air living. But like many Nordic concepts, the English translation doesn't capture the full meaning. Friluftsliv is not just about being outdoors. It's about a deep relationship with nature. It's about finding freedom, peace, and healing in the natural world. Let me tell you where this word comes from. In 1859, a Norwegian playwright named Henrik Ibsen wrote a poem called On the Heights. In this poem, a young farmer has to make a choice. He can take over his father's farm and live a comfortable, settled life. Or he can leave everything behind and live freely in the mountains. He chooses the mountains. He chooses Friluftsliv. Ibsen's poem touched something deep in the Norwegian soul. The word Friluftsliv caught on and spread. It became more than a word. It became a way of life. A philosophy. A core part of Norwegian identity. And here's the beautiful part. This philosophy has been part of Norwegian culture for thousands of years. Long before Ibsen gave it a name, Norwegians lived close to nature. They hunted in the forests. They fished in the fjords. They traveled on skis across the snow. Nature wasn't something to visit on vacation. It was home. Today, even though Norway is a modern country with cities and technology and all the comforts of modern life, Friluftsliv is still alive. More alive than ever. Let me give you some numbers. In Norway, 88% of people participate in outdoor activities regularly. That's almost everyone. Hiking, skiing, berry picking, fishing, camping. They don't do these things once a year. They do them all the time. In all seasons. In all weather. Norway has an organization called the Norwegian Trekking Association. It has over 300,000 members. These members volunteer hundreds of thousands of hours every year to maintain hiking trails and mountain cabins. They do this because they believe everyone should have access to nature. And in Norway, everyone does. There's a law called allemannsrett, which means the right to roam. This law says that anyone can walk, camp, pick berries, and enjoy nature on any land, even private property. As long as you respect the land and don't disturb it, you're free to roam. Can you imagine that? In most countries, private property is private. In Norway, nature belongs to everyone. Let me tell you about a woman named Ingrid. Ingrid grew up in Oslo, the capital of Norway. When she was a child, her family would go hiking every Sunday. Not fancy hikes in national parks. Just simple walks in the forest near their home. Ingrid remembers those walks vividly. The smell of pine trees. The sound of her boots crunching on gravel. The feeling of cold air on her face. Her father teaching her which mushrooms were safe to pick. Her mother making coffee on a small camping stove while they rested. These weren't special occasions. They were just Sundays. This was how Ingrid's family spent time together. In nature. Quietly. Simply. When Ingrid grew up, she moved to London for work. She loved London at first. The energy, the culture, the opportunities. But something started to feel wrong. She felt stressed all the time. Anxious. Disconnected. Like something important was missing from her life. One weekend, Ingrid visited a friend who lived outside the city. They went for a walk in the countryside. And as soon as Ingrid stepped into the trees, something clicked. She realized what she had been missing. Nature. Fresh air. Silence. The simple pleasure of moving her body through the natural world. Ingrid started making time for nature every week. At first, just short walks in London's parks. Then longer hikes outside the city. Then camping trips. Then multi-day treks. And she noticed something. The more time she spent in nature, the better she felt. Not just physically. Mentally. Emotionally. Spiritually, even. The anxiety that had been crushing her started to lift. The stress that never left her alone started to ease. She slept better. She thought more clearly. She felt more like herself. Ingrid told me that Friluftsliv saved her. Those Sunday walks with her family weren't just pleasant memories. They were medicine. And she had forgotten to take her medicine for years. Now, you might be thinking, well, Norway is special. It has mountains and fjords and forests. I don't live in a place like that. I can't practice Friluftsliv where I am. But here's the thing. You don't need Norwegian mountains to practice Friluftsliv. You just need to be outside. Really outside. Present in nature, whatever nature is near you. Friluftsliv can be a walk in your local park. It can be sitting under a tree in your backyard. It can be watching birds at a nearby lake. It can be feeling the rain on your face. The key is not where you go or what you do. The key is your intention. Are you going outside to exercise? To take photos for social media? To compete with yourself or others? Or are you going outside simply to be in nature? To feel connected to something larger than yourself? To breathe fresh air and notice what's around you? That's Friluftsliv. And it's available to everyone, everywhere. Now, there's one aspect of Friluftsliv that many people find challenging at first. And that's the weather. In Norway, people have a saying, there's no such thing as bad weather. Only bad clothing. This saying captures the Norwegian attitude perfectly. Rain. Put on a raincoat. Snow. Put on warm layers. Wind. Put on a windproof jacket. Cold. Dress properly. And then go outside anyway. Norwegians don't wait for perfect weather to go out. They go out in all conditions. They hike in the rain. They ski in the cold. They swim in icy water. They embrace discomfort because they know something important. Nature in harsh conditions has its own beauty, its own power, its own healing qualities. Think about it. When was the last time you walked in the rain? Not running from your car to a building, but actually walking. Feeling the rain on your face. Watching it fall on leaves and puddles. Breathing in that fresh, clean smell that comes with rain. If you're like most people, you can't remember. Because we've been taught to avoid discomfort. To stay dry. To stay warm. To stay comfortable. But Friluftsliv teaches us something different. It teaches us that a little discomfort is okay. More than okay. It's good for us. It reminds us that we're alive. That we're part of nature, not separate from it. Let me share something scientists have discovered. Spending time in nature has measurable effects on our health. It lowers blood pressure. It reduces stress hormones. It boosts the immune system. It improves mood and reduces symptoms of depression and anxiety. This isn't just feeling good. This is actual, physical healing happening in your body. There's a Japanese practice called forest bathing, where people spend time in forests specifically for health benefits. The idea is similar to Friluftsliv. Nature is medicine. We just need to take it regularly. But here's where Friluftsliv goes deeper than just health benefits. Friluftsliv is also about simplicity. About stripping away the complexity of modern life and getting back to basics. When you're in nature, you don't need much. You need warm clothes. Maybe some food and water. Maybe a place to rest. That's it. You don't need your phone. You don't need entertainment. You don't need to be productive. You just need to be. This simplicity is incredibly freeing. We carry so much complexity in our daily lives. So many responsibilities. So many choices. So many things demanding our attention. In nature, all of that falls away. The trees don't care about your job. The mountains don't care about your social media followers. The rain doesn't care about your worries. Nature just is. And when you're in nature, you can just be too. There's another important aspect of Friluftsliv that I want to mention. In Norwegian culture, Friluftsliv is often connected to another concept called koselig. This word is similar to the Danish hygge. It means coziness, warmth, togetherness. You might wonder, what does coziness have to do with being outside in the cold? Everything. The Norwegians understand something beautiful. After spending time in the cold, fresh air, coming inside feels wonderful. The warmth of a fire. A hot cup of coffee. Dry clothes. These simple comforts become deeply satisfying when you've earned them by being outside. This is the rhythm of Friluftsliv. Outside, then inside. Cold, then warm. Effort, then rest. Nature, then comfort. This rhythm feels right to us because it's natural. Like breathing in and breathing out. Like day and night. Like the seasons themselves. So how can we practice Friluftsliv in our own lives? Let me give you some simple ways to start. First, commit to going outside every day. Even for just 10 minutes. Even if the weather is bad. Especially if the weather is bad. Put on the right clothes and go outside. Walk. Stand. Breathe. Notice what's around you. Second, leave your phone behind sometimes. Or put it on airplane mode. Friluftsliv is about being present in nature, not documenting it for others. Feel the experience. Don't photograph it. Third, find nature near you. You don't need to drive hours to a national park. Find a park, a trail, a green space near your home. Visit it regularly. Learn its rhythms. Notice how it changes through the seasons. Fourth, embrace discomfort. Don't always wait for perfect conditions. Go out when it's raining. Go out when it's cold. Go out when it's windy. You'll be surprised how good it feels. Fifth, make it simple. Friluftsliv is not about expensive gear or extreme adventures. A simple walk is enough. Sitting under a tree is enough. Watching clouds is enough. Sixth, slow down. Don't rush through nature trying to get somewhere or accomplish something. Move slowly. Stop often. Sit. Listen. Let nature work on you. Seventh, share it with others. Friluftsliv can be a solo practice, but it's also beautiful to share. Invite a friend for a walk. Take your children outside. Create new traditions with people you love. And eighth, make it regular. The power of Friluftsliv comes from consistency. Once a week is good. Several times a week is better. Every day is best. Let me share one more story. There's a kindergarten in Norway called a Friluftsbarnehage. This means outdoor kindergarten. In these kindergartens, children spend 80% of their time outside. Not on playgrounds. In nature. In forests. By rivers. On hillsides. They play in the rain. They play in the snow. They learn to build fires. They learn to use tools. They learn to be comfortable in nature in all conditions. Parents send their children to these kindergartens because they believe outdoor time is essential for healthy development. And the children who attend these schools tend to be healthier, more confident, and more independent than children who spend most of their time indoors. This is how seriously Norwegians take Friluftsliv. They don't just practice it as adults. They teach it to their children from the very beginning. Let me leave you with this thought. We are nature. We came from nature. Our bodies evolved in nature. For most of human history, we lived in nature constantly. But in the last 100 years, we've moved indoors. We spend 90% of our time in buildings. We breathe recycled air. We see artificial light. We walk on concrete instead of earth. And something in us knows this isn't right. Something in us remembers what we've lost. That's why we feel so good when we finally get outside. We're not discovering something new. We're remembering something old. Friluftsliv is that remembering. It's coming home to who we really are. Not just bodies in buildings. But living beings who belong to the natural world. You don't need to move to Norway to practice Friluftsliv. You don't need mountains or fjords or forests that stretch for miles. You just need to step outside. Regularly. Intentionally. In all weather. In all seasons. And notice what happens. Notice how you feel. Notice how your body relaxes. How your mind quiets. How something tight inside you starts to loosen. That's nature doing what nature does. Healing you. Reminding you. Welcoming you home. Friluftsliv the free air life. And it's waiting for you just outside your door. Thank you for listening. Now turn off your screen. Put on your jacket. And go outside. I hope this video brought you something meaningful. If you find it helpful, please like and share it with someone who may need it. Subscribe if you would like to hear more stories like this. Wishing you a calm and peaceful day.